goes to the drawer, takes out the marriage license. He says, my dear wife, this is the marriage license. Show me where's this take. I got to take your shit. So when it says that, then I take your shit. Now, is this a conversation over? And my father had a neck movement. Nobody had a neck movement like my father. My father could put on a fedora. There's a thunderstorm. Umbrellas are flying. My father had a move like this here. That hat never fell off. Never fell off. I go, but he just go like this here. He walked between the fucking wind. Jews turn around and they would think there's something wrong if their hat didn't fall off. That was the difference. My father's talent was his hat stood on his fucking head all his life. When we buried him, we put the fucking hat on him. We took no chances. But this is what I'm trying to say. He's an Italian man, and I know when he grew up, never think he's going to be in the show business, going to work on it. Say, we don't think of those things. Jewish people do. Because when the Jewish kids are sitting at a table, that's funny. Another mountain girl! When Italian says something, jerk off. But not because they didn't want to be hateful towards you. They didn't care. If you sang like Caruso, that's one thing. My father thought everyone that sang sounded like Caruso. That's all. No one said. They said to my father, boy, your son's very funny. He can't sing for shit. That doesn't make him a bad man. He's in cement. My father's cement got hard. You ain't changing him. Remember, when my mother yelled, he used to go to the drawer. That was the end of that. And one day he turned around and says, I think I had enough. And he left. 37 years. He left. And I said, where you going? He says, it's enough. Why? It's enough. When you get married, you're going to find out what it is enough. And he says, goodbye. And he went to the Hotel St. George. He stood there 37 fucking years. And I says, I'll come every Saturday and see you. He goes, no. Don't come here. I had enough of you, your mother, and your sisters. But that's Italian. Those are fucking oil paintings when you get a man like that. Anybody can say it's so wonderful. Did you go to college? Yeah, what did you learn? I learned how to go to bathroom. Oh, Jesus Christ, you learned how to go to bathroom. We learned that right away. When my mother changed my diaper, she says, this is the last time where you're going to dump in your pants. That's the difference between cultures. That's why we learn from each other. We learn from culture. The Italian people growing up now, they want their kids to go to college. I got my grandkids now. I never thought a day in my life I was going to put some money aside for my grandkids to go to college. I never even dreamed that. But automatically, I don't know why, when my wife, God love her, passed on, I was left a few dollars, and I gave it to my grandkids. Now I want it back, and they're not going to give it to me. So, this is what I try to say to the young people today. Look at different culture. Different culture, you learn. Because we're not all really one culture. We're a little bit of everybody. We got Obama. Now look how, if there's a God in heaven, what he gave us. Look, half white and half black man. Now, the black people say, he's one of us. Which part? Which part? Don't give me none of that crap. Which part? Let's not lay it on with the black and white crap. We came this close to having a Jewish vice president. That's why Al Gore lost the fucking election. I'll go to my grave saying that. Because Al Gore had the balls to make a Jewish person a vice president, opening the world in this country, saying, look, we all got a chance. And that's why I think he really lost. I really believe that. He won the most popular vote, and a schnucko wins the fucking election because his brother was the fucking governor for Florida. Jeez, I'm a genius. I never thought of that. Where the fuck do I get this thing? I never went to school. Jesus, I can't. You went to school, didn't you?
I never.
That's why we're fortunate. We're fucking dummies. We're making. What are you worth about? 9 million? What are you worth?
Pretty close.
I'm worth about 37 million. Fuck them all. I'm so happy. Then let me give you a few dollars there. That's the beauty part of it. My God, there's a Jewish word that I love, mensch. Be a fucking mensch. An Italian version is, well, don't you shut up. But it's so good. It's so good.
See, Pat, I solidified my
my
position in life.
I'm kidding.
I solidified. I married a Jewish girl, a Sandy Cohen, from the Bronx. You know that, right?
Gorgeous.
We've been married now 54 years, and they said we wouldn't. 54 years. When I think about it, she says it's a sentence, and obviously it is. You know, it was a very difficult way. Sandy's, you met my wife, of course.
I love her.
Yeah, she's a sweetheart. She's quite beautiful and always has been. And she's of the impression that when her and I had gotten married, it was a rare thing for a Jewish girl to marry an Italian guy. So it was sort of the beginning of those things that happen, because it happens more frequently now than it ever happened before.
But that's good.
Yeah, I think it is. But she thought that the show Grease was written because of her and I.
Really?
Her name is Sandy, my name is Danny. Grease, Sandy and Danny. I swear to God, she still to this. When I see Danny and Sandy on the screen, she thinks it's her and I. You had to be there.
It's bullshit. Give me a break. Now, when you talk about you're marrying Jewish marrying black marrying green, okay? When I used to take a girl out, my father's always cliche was, you treat her like she's your sister. I bring home an Italian girl, you treat her like she's your sister. Then my father said, what part of us a family coming from Italy? I said, Sicily. Kill the son of a bitch. So that's where we went. That was our growing up in that neighborhood. We lived on the border of Jewish neighborhoods, and we lived on the border. And my father, and I keep bringing him up, no education, had an answer for everything, because he wouldn't let you know he didn't know. I said, Dad, why do Jews sit shiver? He said, they always are cold. Why do the beards wear the beard, the Jewish people? He said, well, that's Santa Claus in the summertime. Because he didn't want you to know that he didn't know.
Yeah.
And I used to say, gee, my father's brilliant. Brilliant. Took me to Staten Island and said I was in Italy, and I believed him. Because of his imagination. Because of his imagination. And he says, I said, where's my grandmother? He goes, she went back to America. So then when I went back to Manhattan with the boat, I said, where's Grandma? He says, we just missed her by like this age. She's back in Italy. Because they had imagination. They didn't need an education. These are the last of the oil paintings of life, ladies and gentlemen. Those people, grandmothers and grandfathers and great-grandmothers and grandfathers, those are the Van Goghs of life. There'll never be another one. I will never be like that. They had no education. They went through hell. They did it. And today, Jesus Christ.
The bar has been lowered.
I think today is a complete change. We have to accept it. We can't go over our back and say, gee, why do we be like that? I mean, I see people who can't afford a cell phone,